to educate, inform, and empower minority communities in the journey towards financial freedom.
Financial literacy starts with strong foundations. And today we're going to talk about the second foundation, financial goals. I'm someone who likes sports, right? I enjoy all types of sports. I love basketball, love football. Every sport has a purpose, right? In basketball, you have a hoop, or some people call it a goal, and that's your target. In soccer, you have goalposts and you have a target. In football, you have an end zone, that's your target, and you have goalposts as well that the kickers use as their target. So every sport has a purpose, an aim, and something that you have to do. It gives the players, it gives the coaches something to work towards, right? And when it comes to your personal finance, if you don't have a target, if you don't have a hoop, if you don't have goalposts, if you don't have goals, then you're gonna fail, right? If you don't have goals, you're not gonna accomplish anything. And we're gonna talk about that today. So I came across this a couple years ago and it made me laugh, and I thought about it when we're talking about goals. Tony Snell's an NBA player. I respect him. Making it to the NBA is not easy. 250 or 300 of the most talented athletes in the world. That's not something that, I take lightly. But this is still funny to me, right? So he played 28 minutes in a game, and this is his box score, right? These are his stats for the game. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals. Basically, he did nothing. And the meme was saying, this guy was just out here running, right? Just getting him some exercise. That's all he was really doing. And in the same way, this is what our lives are like when we don't have goals. If you don't have personal finance goals, this is what you're doing. You're waking up early, you're going to work. Some of you are working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet. You'll go to work, you'll pay tons of bills, but at the end of the year, after all those hours of working and all that driving back and forth, you'd accomplish nothing for yourself. You would save nothing for yourself, you plan nothing for yourself for the future, and that's what a lot of us are doing. Financial goal making is crucial to financial health. You have to have a plan before you can carry it out and be successful in that plan. When it comes to goals, some of you may be familiar with SMART goals. And SMART is an acronym. It means specific, means measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And what do those things mean? Specific just means, something that's specific and simple. It's precise. You know that this is what I want to do. This is what I want to accomplish. Measurable just means, how am I going to be able to track this? How am I going to be able to make sure that this is the goal that I've set for myself? After 3 months, how am I progressing? After 6 months, how am I progressing? After a year, am I getting closer and closer to my goal? A for attainable, meaning, is this thing a realistic goal? Is it achievable? Is this something that I can actually accomplish? Is this something that's legitimate? And R is for relevant. You don't want to set a goal for yourself that isn't relevant. Like, I have no intentions of going to space, right? So I don't want to become an astronaut. That's not a goal of mine. So you want to set relevant goals for yourself and your life, what you want to accomplish in your life. And the last one is time bound. You don't want to have a goal that you're going to be living the rest of your life chasing after it. You need to set time restrictions on it. Say, okay, I want to do A, and I want to do it within 6 months, or I want to do it within 3 months. And that's how you make a time-bound goal. So SMART goals are crucial when it comes to personal finance. Let's take a look at some examples here. So, I want to be rich before I get too old, and I want to have $1 million in the bank by the age of 40. So the first one is not a SMART goal. Why? Because it's not specific, it's not measurable, it's not time-bound. When you say you want to be rich, how rich do you want to be? You're not being specific. You say you want to do it before you get too old, there's no real time restriction on that. What's old? Now the second one is a SMART goal, right? You're being specific. You want $1 million. That's specific. And it's measurable. You can track how you're progressing towards that goal. And is it time bound? Yes, you want to do it before you turn age 40. That's time bound. So that's a SMART goal. Here's another example. I want to save $1 million before Christmas. And the second one says, I want to save $500 before Christmas. Now, they're both specific goals, but the first one's not a SMART goal because it's probably not attainable. It's probably not realistic for most people. The second one, I think it's pretty attainable, right? So it's realistic, it's specific. You want to save $500, you want to do it before Christmas, and it's time bound. So second one's a SMART goal. As many of you are aware, there are two types of goals. There's short-term goals and there's long-term goals. And short-term goals may be something like you want to save to buy a specific item, a laptop or a phone. Or when it comes to personal finance, you want to save for your emergency fund. That can be something that's short-term. Long-term goals are, longer duration of time. Maybe something like a debt repayment, like a student loan. Maybe you have kids that you want to save a little bit of money for college. That's a long-term goal. That's something that's going to take some time. Or your retirement plans. That's something that's long-term. That's something that you start building at, but is going to be a long-term goal for you. Goals help you to drive your personal budget. Once you have goals and you know this is what you want to achieve, this is what you want to be, then you can start budgeting and you start putting things in place to reach your goals. But if you don't have any goals, then you're not going to set any parameters to try to reach your goals, which means you're stuck, you're not really growing, you're not really progressing, and that's not what we want for any of us.
It's time for the key takeaway.
All right, the takeaway for today, I want you to create one short-term goal and one long-term goal for yourself. Now, for our purposes, for what we're doing here, we're going to use shorter durations of time, right? So I want your short-term goal to be 1 week and your long-term goal to be 1 month. So a week from today, I want you, for your personal situation, your personal financial situation, whatever you're doing, I want you to decide what you want to accomplish in 1 week when it comes to your money. And I want you to decide what you want to accomplish in 1 month when it comes to your money. So I wanted to do this just so we can start enforcing what we're learning and so we can start practicing and put things into motion. So let's do this. Let's start practicing setting and achieving our goals, and let's grow together.